Hi, I'm Jamie and welcome to today's Yoga Flow, where I am going to teach you several breathing techniques, many of which originate from the Kundalini Yoga practice, but I use these for clients on an ongoing basis to help open up their breathing patterns, to bring energy into their body, to essentially move their mojo, and also really nourish the nervous system, the endocrine system, get those happy hormones flowing. So I hope you like it. It's a little bit different than your usual yoga practice. I've been practicing these things for about 8 years now. So let's get going. I'm going to teach you some of my favorites today. All right, we're going to begin with the drumming breath is what I call it for my clients. So today I'm going to use just some terms for these techniques that might make it easy for you to remember what they're serving versus say their traditional name. All right, so for the drumming breath, let's start with the feet wider than the hips, toes forward. And I want you to just get loose in the arms. In fact, you're going to start to just sway side to side. Now, as you do, I want your arms to get really loose, like they are loose noodles. I sometimes think of the swings that you see at like an amusement park where the swings kind of spin out and around. I want you to get that sensation going. Now, as you go to the left, I want you to inhale. And as you go to the right, I want you to exhale. So inhale to the left, exhale to the right. And keep that flow. And you can make this a steady pace. You can speed it up if you like, whatever you prefer. And everything today we're going to stay with for a minute or so. So just know that you're going to be in it to win it, okay? Keep breathing. Again, focusing on inhale to the left, exhale to the right. And that drumming of the body starts to send this vibration up the spine. We get to make those meridians sing today. Get that chi flowing. And just notice that thoracic rotation starts to really open up some tight spots through the back. Now, I'm going to have you up and down today just because some folks do not like sitting in one place for very long. So do know that you'll be up and down throughout today's practice, standing, sitting, you name it. So in that way, it's going to feel very active for sure. We're going to make our way down onto the floor next. So take one more inhale left, exhale right, and then make your way to the floor. We're going to go into seated cat-cow. So you'll come into easy pose. Now this can be anything for you if you're a beginner, especially you can cross the legs, you can keep your legs out. And if you need a bolster, please use one where you can just put a blanket under your tush and feel like you have some elevation so that you can, or a bolster, so that you can get your knees out with more comfort and not feel like you're pinching the front of your hips. Now, from here, hands come to the fronts of the shins. You're going to inhale, lift the heart, exhale, flex the spine. It's an inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. You're going to rock on those hips essentially. Start to loosen that muscle tension through the back, through the hips, and this gentle massage of the pelvic floor on the floor. Inhale, exhale. Now flow with that breath. Ten more here. All right, settle in. Now, one of the energizing breaths that you can do to help open up the mind and stimulate your energy is to breathe through the right nostril, the right side being your Surya side or your sun side, your masculine side, the go get it done, take charge side. So I want you to take your ring finger. Actually, you can take your, ring finger, sorry, on the left nostril. So ring finger on the left nostril. I'm using my right hand. You can also, if you want, use your left hand here if it feels more comfortable, just to plug with your thumb. Either one is fine. I just am in the habit of using this hand for when we get to alternate. So either hand, plug the left nostril. Now sit up nice and tall, and all you're going to do is take long, deep breaths through the right nostril. Inhaling in, exhaling out of the nose. Make some noise maybe with it. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. We're staying on that right side only. And if you're like, Jamie, you should have told me we were doing this. I need to go blow my nose. Just pause me here. Go blow your nose and come back. Good. Keep breathing in and out here. Five more deep breaths here, in and out of the nose. If this side feels difficult as you keep breathing here, just know that this might be the energetic side that we need to open in your body. Maybe you feel sluggish, procrastinating, not feeling like you can get things done, sluggish, tired. This right nostril breathing will help open up those channels and put some fire in your belly, if you will. 2 more breaths here. And last one. All right, beautiful. Now we're going to come up onto our feet again, especially if you have sore hips that don't like to sit for too long. So let's come on back up, and we're going to learn the breath of joy. This is one of my favorites, and I need you to just have fun with it. My hair is down. I'm going to feel like I am at a 1980s concert, but that's okay. So feet can go a little wide here because I want you to feel like you have a nice balance. And we're going to go over this slow. So think swing forward, swing out, swing up, swing down. You'll swing up, out, way up, way down, up, out, all the way up, down. Now, as you swing up that first time, it's really just this response to that swing down. Let it go. And when you let it go, you can bend those knees. In fact, please do bend those knees and think ragdoll over your body. Ragdoll. Lift, lift, lift. Down. The breath is in, out, in, out. Nose, nose, nose out of the mouth. In, out. If you start to get the giggles, great. It's called the breath of joy. In, out. Ragdoll and lift. Lift, lift, and ragdoll. Two more. Last one. Whew, how you feeling? Maybe a little lightheaded, feeling good. Let those hands rest by your side. Just take a deep breath in and out. Notice how you feel. There's energy, there's a vitality starting to move there. Let's make our way back down onto the floor. Get your bolster if you need it. Coming into easy pose again. For this one, actually, instead of going into a half lotus, definitely stay with the feet stacked in front of each other or just cross at the ankles. Either one is fine. You're going to bring your hands to your knees for this one. It is a little bit of a cat-cow, but it's with a spiral. So you're going to press forward and back, forward and back. Inhale, exhale. We're going to the left, right, left, right. So your left, your right. Inhale, exhale. Now, how tall can you get and how flexed can you get? Move through it. Ten more breaths. Roll. Three, two, one. Awesome. All right, now we're going to work on the breath of fire. So what you're going to focus on is the belly. Now, for a lot of us pelvic floor specialists, we'll tell you stop drawing your belly in and up all the time, okay? Because it's of its effects on your core and pelvic floor. But for the breath of fire, we're going to do this little pump in, like almost like a Pillsbury Doughboy sensation, okay? This is going to pump the diaphragm. That's really what we're kind of going for. If you can think of like a bellows, like what you would use to pump a fire, or like the blacksmith's bellows, you want to almost feel that at your ribs, and it's just pump, 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 pump. So it's, for beginners, sometimes it's helpful to put the hand on the belly. So as you start to pump, it's a, this is all through the nose. Sometimes to find it, you can cough a now, see if you can get it through the nose. As you start that pump, then you can start to go faster. Now, sometimes the best way, if you pause for a moment, is to take a deep, traditionally we take a deep breath in and then begin the pump. Keep going. It could be helpful to take your gaze down at the tip of your nose, or close your eyes and think of kind of focusing there where your nose meets your head, like focus in that space with your eyes and keep the pump going. If at any time you need to stop because of endurance, you'll stop, take a deep breath out, deep breath in, and resume the pump. Deep breath in, hold it, pull up the sex organs, pull up through the abdominals, hold, keep holding, and release. Great way to pump the diaphragm, get some juice flowing in that abdomen, moving those organs, pumping the lymphatic system. It's a great thing to practice. So, and you're also going to start to see resiliency and endurance in your diaphragm, which is going to help you breathe through the whole core and pelvic floor better. My marathon runners, my runners love this, but also so do my postpartum moms and my desk workers. So it's just a great thing to practice to get that breath moving. Now, let's really get moving with our next exercise, which is marching. So come on up. And now this one takes a little bit of coordination. So Traditionally, we go into the Gyan Mudra, so you think index to thumb tip and then other 3 fingers rigid. You'll lift the arms up and the knee up, and then you exhale, thump down. Inhale, lift the other side, exhale, thump. Inhale, lift, exhale. Inhale, lift, exhale. Now, if you've got that, make it your own speed. And those elbows are kind of like crashing down into the rib here a little bit, really kind of stimulating that 12th rib, which, trust me, gets stuck in a lot of folks. So thump, thump the ribs, thump the heel. Five more. 4. Last one. And relax down onto your hands and knees. So once you're on your hands and knees, I've marched my mat right into another space. You're going to find your place on your hands and knees. We're going to go into cat-cow. Now we're going to use this with all of the arches of the body. So on the inhale, the toes are tucked under, the tailbone is sent up, the heart is sent forward, the throat is sent open. Think of hugging the shoulders in towards the spine. This is the in-breath. Then you flip the feet to press those shoelaces into the floor. Start to press those shoelaces, feel the tailbone tuck under. Spine will flex, head will flex. This is your exhale. Tuck the toes back under. Inhale, rise through the arches. Exhale, flex. Inhale, rise. Exhale, flex. Now, make it your speed. This one is inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Now, traditionally, it might be nose for both, but as a pelvic floor specialist, I encourage you to open your mouth on this one as you exhale. Get that air out. Sip in through the nose, out through the mouth. Keep going. 5 more. 4. And settle back and in. All right. Take a moment. Breathe here. Maybe you notice the ability to take a deeper breath in and out. And if that's the case, we're moving right along to the ego eradicator. So for this one, it is meant to really kind of charge up the body. So get into your easy pose or your half lotus. And then for this one, it is about creating endurance. It is the breath of fire that we just learned, but with a sustained arm position meant to help challenge the endurance of the breath. And it can really clear your mind as well. So you're going to take thumbs up. So fold fingers in. You don't have to go fingers all the way in. Think palms exposed, fingers in, thumbs go up, and you're going to hold those arms out at like the 60 degrees. Shoulders are down into their pockets. Now think of these as like radio antennas, all right? We're going to call in all the good loveliness of the world and send out light and love as well. So creating this like energetic aura around us. Now, take a deep breath in. And then begin the breath of fire. Continue. Gaze can go down the nose or close the eyes and take your internal gaze to where the nose meets the head and continue to pump the breath. If at any time you need to take a break, you exhale completely, inhale deeply, and begin the pump again. Thirty more seconds. Keep it up. Shoulders plugged down. Thumbs high, arms strong. Clear the mind with the breath. Send out that light and love. Keep the pump. Deep breath in. Hold the breath. Pull up the sex organs. Pull in the core. Hold the bind. Breathing is paused. And relax. Lovely work. All right, so now got that spine charged up. You're feeling invigorated through the arms. We're going to take this into spine twist next. For this one, the fingertips come to the tops of the shoulders, elbows go wide. Think of hugging the shoulder blades towards the spine, but do keep the ribs connected to the front core. Instead of thrusting them forward, keep them over the hips. Now, for this one, you can close your eyes or look down the tip of your nose, especially if you tend to get dizzy with twisting. And you're going to inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Also, if you get dizzy typically, know that you can keep this slow at first and work your way up to fast. It will be an inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now, this one is lovely with the nose in, nose out. Keep going. I always get the image of an old wringer washer with that agitator in the center, and we're just wringing out the impurities and toxins from our torso. We're invigorating the lymphatic system and the endocrine system and getting that good mojo flowing. So keep breathing in, out, into the left, out to the right. Few more seconds here. Come to the center, pause, deep breath in, hold. Pulling up all the organs, hold. And sigh it away. Beautifully done. Now we're going to change this position a little bit to give your hips some relief. We're going to go into a wide position. Now we do not have to be super wide here. We just need to be wider than the shoulders and hips. So a good wide base of support. The inhale is going to be at the top. The arms stay down on this one. Okay, so you just think exhale over, inhale up, exhale, inhale. You can turn the head towards the leg if you'd like. You don't have to. The arms stay down. This is all about just pumping through the hip, pelvic floor, the deep low core. So let's begin. Inhale at the top, exhale to flex. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now this is not about jamming into the hamstrings or causing hamstring tension or soreness. This is just about pumping the breath. So think more about what's happening at the lower abdomen. We're exhaling, inhale. If it helps you to open your mouth on the exhale, please do. You can also take both inhale and exhale through the nose. Few more seconds here. One more each side. You'll come to center. Inhale. Suspend the breath. Pull up the organs. And relax. Great. All right, coming into shoulder shrug next, coming back into your easy pose or half lotus, wherever you prefer to be. This one, most of you are going to be great at, because if you live in modern society, we tend to be shruggers. We hold our tension here. So you're going to shrug up and then let them drop. Don't think about trying to force them down. Just shrug up, create the tension, and let it go. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And then make it as fast as you want. This is a great way to literally shake off any neck and shoulder tension you might be having. Really squeeze on the way up. Let it go. Let gravity take it on the way down. Few more seconds. Deep breath in. Hold, release the shoulders, keep the breath. And relax. Good. Just roll the neck here for a moment, side to side. Let it come forward. And just let that tension go. All right. Next up, I like to call this the push pump. And this is where I'm going to just push all of the stuff out of my life that I don't want, right? Whatever those things are, anger, frustration, irritation, comparison. And I want to pump up love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness. So the inhale is left, exhale is right, and it's up. Now, you can also add an exhale through the mouth. It'll be like you're blowing a little mini cannonball. Eyes can close, or gaze goes down the nose. If the eyes are closed, look at that space where the nose meets the head. And let's rock and roll, folks. Your hands can kind of make this almost claw-like shape, like you are literally trying to push something out and pump something up. Push out, pump it up. Let's go. Keep going. You're doing great. Keep pushing. Keep pumping. Few more seconds. Breathe in. Hold, suspend, and relax. relax. Good. Take a few regular breaths here. Just kind of feel that energy. Next, we're going to go into a little bit of a root lock action. So trying to engage the pelvic floor and to feel how the pelvic floor can move. So we're going to find the lift and the release of the pelvic floor with this next breath. So kind of working into a mula bandha. So on the inhale, think of expanding into the back of the ribs. So when you go into the doctors, they put the stethoscope on your back to listen to your breath. Imagine that stethoscope is there. Breathe into the stethoscope. Feel the pelvic floor relax. The back of the waist is expanded. Now, as you exhale, start to feel this lift from the pubic bone, tailbone, as if you were lifting up like an elevator in the pelvic floor. Feel the waist, the whole waist. Hug the spine and the ribs close. Now, inhale. Open into the back of the ribs, back of the waist, all the way into the pelvic floor. Release those tissues. Now exhale, feel the lift. Inhale into the ribs, waist, pelvic floor. Exhale, lift. Hug, close, hold. Inhale. Fill the back of the rib cage, back of the waist. See if you can let the tension relax in the pelvic floor. Let those tissues spread. Exhale, drawing up through, feeling that zipper like you're zipping a winter coat. Core hugs in, ribs close. And then inhale. Expanding through that rib cage in the back, expanding waist, pelvic floor. And exhale, drawing up. Lift the elevator, close through the core, through the ribs. And inhale, open. Now, you don't have to do anything that I'm doing with my hands, but sometimes it helps the visual, right? And if you need to do something with your hands as well, for some of my clients, it helps them to like orchestrate, like they're a composer of their body. So exhale, draw the pelvic floor in, hugging the waist, closing the ribs. Inhale, expand into the ribs. Into the back of the waist, into the pelvic floor. Exhale, hugging. Lifting. Drawing up. And inhale. Exhale. Deep breath in. And let it go. Beautiful job. Now, we're going to get into the 8th vertebra, which is this space underneath that bump in the neck, right? So that 7th vertebra has like that biggest hook. And then right underneath of that is the 8th. And it is one of the hardest ones to get into. It's your T1, the very first disc of your thoracic spine. This next breath helps open and stimulate that. So if you can imagine that space, find that bumpiest neck bone at the very base of your neck, right there where the upper mid back starts, okay? That's your 8th vertebra. Imagine that spot, okay? And bringing the fingers into Gyan Mudra, you're going to bring the elbows, stay down, but ribs are stacked. Find your good posture. Now you're going to draw back. Okay, try not to thrust just the ribs forward because then we miss the 8th vertebra. Instead, think ribs stay. Hug the arms back as if you were trying to hug that 8th vertebra with the tops of your shoulder blades. Okay, that's your inhale. On your exhale, you're going to spread that space by pulling these arms forward and almost imagine like you have a big accordion in front of you and it's got a lot of pressure, maybe a big beach ball. You're going to And now notice I'm not going to flex forward. I'm going to keep my posture, but I've stretched that space around the 8th vertebra. So my shoulder blades have kind of spread out from that bump. Okay, now inhale, bring it back, squeeze that space there at the base of the neck, very tops of the shoulders. Ribs are still under you. We're squeezing intentionally more at the shoulders. And then exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep that breath, but keep in mind this is not a rib thrust and then a rib fold like a cat-cow. The ribs stay still. It is all in those shoulders. Now you can speed this up as you get your rhythm. Also be careful not to shrug the shoulders up. It is right around. I like to think of like if I were like the globe were here, I'd be right around that equator. Find your rhythm and think, pinch, pull, pull, pinch, pull, pull, squeeze, pull, pull, squeeze, pull, pull. Breathe in, out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out. Keep going, a few more seconds. Big breath in, hold, and release. Now be here for a few breaths. Just notice any invigorating energy that's moving there around the base of the neck, top of the shoulders. You might feel warm and tingly. We've just juiced those nerves, and there's a lot going on there at the C5, 6, 7, and T1. So it really helps open up some thoracic, juice some good heart rhythm, and also opening up some spots that get stuck in the shoulders. Okay, so now let's move on to alternate nostril breathing. Okay. So this one helps to balance the energies on the left and the right side. Earlier we talked about the right side being our go get it done, solar energy. You know, you think of the sun being like that's the time that you're up and about and you're doing the things. Now the alternate nostril breathing helps us to balance the two sides. So maybe you feel a little scattered, or perhaps you feel like you just need to kind of center your energy. This is a great practice. Now for this one, I use my right hand. I use pinky and thumb because we're going to go back and forth between the two sides. I like to start with my left side first and then go to my right side. So I'm going to plug the right nostril first. You'll breathe in through the left side and out. Breathe in through the left side again. Now plug the left side, breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Plug the right, breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. Plug, breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Plug the right, breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. Plug the left, breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Breathe out through the right and relax. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to go to the purifying breath, and this is where we learn to go into this kumbhaka and puraka and rechaka of the breath. If you're like, what did she just say? Those are Sanskrit words that we use in yoga, and so really what you want to think about is the inhale. We hold the inhale at the top. We exhale really slowly. We hold the exhale as well, and then you'll feel this breath start to just naturally come back in. So we're going to move through, not quite box breathing, but think box breathing with longer pauses, and it kind of begins this flow like this oceanic wave. So hands can relax. You can go into Gyan Mudra if you prefer, or not. If you need to switch your legs around or get more comfy, you can. And now I want you to just take a nice deep cleansing breath in and out here for a moment. And now we'll begin. You'll take a nice deep breath in. Pause at the top. Take a long, slow exhale. In fact, try to make the exhale longer than your inhale. And when you get to the bottom of your exhale, hold the breath out for as long as you can. And then when your body says, I need to breathe in, let the breath naturally fill you up. You'll hold the breath at the top of your inhale. And then exhale slowly. Now everyone's pace is going to be different. When you get to the bottom of the exhale, exhale as much as you can and hold it as long as you can. And then inhale slow and deep. And here we are trying to find a place where we can slow our breath down. The exhale always being longer than the inhale if you can manage it. If you are one who tends to breathe paradoxically or has trouble with deep breathing, at first this practice may feel frustrating. You may feel like you cannot sustain or elongate your exhale. With practice, you do make progress, so just keep with it. Nice long inhales, holding at the top, longer exhales, holding at the bottom. I'm going to join in with you for the next few breaths, and then we'll be moving on to the next thing. Here we go. Keep going. Last round here. As you exhale, you're going to simply let that breath go. Beautifully done. Now, let's move to just the left nostril. So where the right nostril is about, the sun is up, it's the solar side, let's get it done. The left side is our lunar side. It is the rest and digest, simmer down, sleep, and relax side. So if you're feeling like you're maybe high strung and your energy is very all over the place and you need to calm very much down instead of just balancing the two sides, the left side is a great space to breathe through. So you're going to plug the right side and just keep the left side open. I want you to take 5 deep breaths just through this left side. So breathing in, breathing out. Go at your pace, but try to keep it nice and slow as you breathe in. And out. Stay with it for 3 more breaths. And relax. Lovely job. We're going to make our way onto our back now. We're going to go into the third vertebra breath, which is about the sacrum. So for this one, you lie down on your back. You're going to keep your feet on the floor, knees stay bent. Hands are down by your sides, kind of nestle your shoulders underneath of you there a little bit. And now as you breathe in, you're going to think about sending the tailbone heavy, and that small space in your back is going to get a little bit bigger. As you exhale, not because you're forcing it or squeezing your glutes, but as the breath exits the body and starts to hug the spine, you're going to find that the tailbone curls up, the back flattens, and the pubic bone feels like it's gently zipping towards the belly button. The inhale sends the breath into the back, into the waist, and down into the tailbone. Feel that little bit of a stretch down. And now exhale. Just start to let the breath exit the body. As it does, and it hugs the spine, you'll feel the lift of the tailbone. You'll feel the tightening between these 2 hip points. It's not because you're clenching your abs. It's not because you're gripping your glutes. It's just happening as that breath creates this vacuum in the body. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale. The vacuum creates that gentle flex. And as you stay with this, you feel this gentle rock on the sacrum, which is the third vertebra, as it's called in tradition. The sacred stone, gentle rock, just from the breath. Keep going with it. Just 3 more here. This is a great way to stimulate the nerves through the sacrum, open up the sciatic nerve as well. Get some space into the pelvis for your breath. One more in and out. And relax it. Okay, great. Now, take the legs straight out if that feels good. You can also choose to keep your knees bent, take your feet wide on the mat, and let your knees come into one another if that feels better for your hips and pelvis when you're on your back. You can also bolster underneath of your head with a blanket or a block if you need to help relax the ribs and take tension out of the neck. So just feel where your body wants to settle into space or coming into Shavasana. Letting the body just rest and digest all of the nutritious breathing that you've done for your body. Let those shoulders nestle in, tension relax, the head grows heavy. Just notice the breath filling the body and all of those new spaces that you've opened up today. We used several different techniques to pump the breath, to move tissue, and create space. So now as your eyes drift closed and your body grows heavy in the bones, simply breathe. As you continue to breathe, just scan the body once more. Let the breath discover if there are any areas of tension you're still holding on to, and let the breath dissolve the tension. Perhaps it's around the eyebrows or the jaw, maybe the collarbone. Perhaps the hands need to soften and let the fingers curl. And as you scan, reconnect with your breath. Stay present as it moves in and out of the body. Invite a deep breath into your body and sigh it away. And before you move anything else, allow your head to roll deeply to the right side. Take a nice deep breath in and out there. Bring your head back to center. Roll your head all the way to the left. Deep breath. And bring yourself back to center. Start to wiggle through fingers and through toes, wrists, ankles. Invite gentle energy back into your limbs, into your hips and spine. And start to gently make your way onto your side and invite a deep breath in and out here. And then very carefully and gently make your way back upright to a seated position. Take another deep breath in here. Let it go. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope that you enjoyed exploring these different techniques for making your breath more robust. And may they bring nourishment to your body in the days to come. May your thoughts be full of peace, your words full of hope, and your heart full of love. Namaste.